I think I might be pregnant.
Do you have a cup I can pee into?
How many more seconds left?
12?
Because my vein rolled. Unfortunately, I got a call this morning at 7:30 a.m. saying that my doctor won't be in.
Is there anyone in there? How was it?
He was like, I'll take a photo of this one. And then the printer wouldn't print. And I was like, my heart dropped because I was like, am I not gonna get a photo of our baby today? Like I've been. Chris really wanted to do that. You guys can't guess. We're pregnant.
We are having a baby.
This was kind of a surprise, but not planned, if that makes any sense. And we'll explain a little bit because I document my life via vlog anyways. I was trying to process all of this happening and I ended up picking up the camera and recording it. He recorded me taking the pregnancy test and then I kind of did updates leading up to my doctor's appointment. We're gonna do a little intro, explain kind of what happened, how we got pregnant, and then roll the vlog footage. And obviously we will continue to update you guys via Instagram and through my blog mostly because I've been kind of online journaling on my blog. As you guys probably know, we've been prepping our lives the last few years to be able to think about starting a family. There are things that we wanted to be better about personally, financially, business-wise, and just lifestyle-wise and health-wise, specifically health-wise for me. But I don't think it's a huge surprise that we would consider trying. And in February, we went to my annual OB appointment together so that Chris could ask all of his questions and that I could tell my doctor that we were going to actually think about trying. Thinking about trying meant like, we've just been so hesitant to just pull the trigger. At the end of February, we got all the information from the doctor, kind of like the basics, and Chris felt much better. I felt better about my doctor and kind of like just
the whole process.
Yeah. You would say early March, we tried for the first time. Then the coronavirus kind of came to the US more aggressively. We had heard about the coronavirus for months now, but we weren't quite sure what that meant. So we tried once in the beginning of March, and then we both decided because of the quarantine with everything that's going on, we were gonna put trying on hold.
Yeah. Didn't need to put it on hold.
The universe kind of laughed at us. And
this is the first time in our lives together that we had discussed having a baby. It seems like every time we got really serious about it, something would happen and we weren't able to either go through with it or it was too much on our plate to have to go through with it. For instance, we had talked very seriously years ago about having children, and then Seren's mom got sick, very sick, and ultimately ended up passing away. So that put everything on hold for just a minute. And then now we felt more comfortable trying again. And then the coronavirus hit the United States. So here we are. I think the universe had a different plan and said, you know what? If I don't just make this happen, it's never going to.
We'll never do it. Do you know what I mean? Like we're the type of people that it's like, oh no, we shouldn't do it now because there's a pandemic, or oh no, my mom is sick, this isn't the right time. Or oh look, my mom's stable now. Oh wait, she passed away and I'm dealing with grief and depression. I just couldn't mentally even think about it. I think it was like now or never. I'm 36 years old. We don't want to just have one if possible. Both Chris and I have siblings and both of us have lost our moms relatively young, so we don't want to ever put our kid through losing a parent by themselves as well if possible. Again, the universe could laugh at us again and say, haha, no, you're just gonna have one. Who knows? So I just want to clear it up that this is not a quarantine baby. We were not quarantined when we got pregnant. We just happened to be having to go through the entire pregnancy journey as first-time pregnancy and first-time parents through a quarantine, which has been very difficult emotionally and just mentally. But you know, I have friends who are about to deliver under this pandemic and who might not be able to have their partners in the room with them. While I have hope that things will get to some sort of
normality.
Not that we'll ever get back to where we were. I don't expect that. Hoping that Chris can go for our second ultrasound maybe, or maybe an ultrasound. Hoping that by the time I do have to deliver, that we have better procedures in still allowing us to do it as a family and, you know, just all that stuff. I am just trying to take it one day at a time. I'm very overwhelmed. I am horrible with medical stuff, keeping track of dates, keeping track of all this. I'm really grateful for all of my mommy friends who have been able to share with me that everything I'm experiencing emotionally, physically, mentally is normal. I'm really grateful that my sister was able to answer a lot of the questions, like the detailed, minute questions about medical stuff, because I went into my doctor's visit today and panicked and just like forgot to ask like 12 questions that I had written down on my phone. There was like a lot of things that went through that, and you'll see it in the vlog. While everything's been smooth, it also hasn't been. I think I'm handling it pretty well, especially for me, because I'm someone who like had a meltdown on the phone when I found out my doctor retired. We're pretty much like on our own out here by ourselves, other than friends, but we can't see them really either right now. That's a little weird, and I think that's what's making this hard for us in terms of making it real. I thought that seeing my little bean of a baby inside my stomach in the ultrasound today would make it more real, and maybe it'll hit me later. It just feels so surreal right now, and I keep saying that I think in the vlog. I'm just grateful that the doctors were able to see me and that so far everything is healthy. We're announcing this at 8 weeks, and Chris and I decided that we were going to announce this earlier than what I think most people wait for. Is one, we are kind of alone out here. You guys have always been a part of my life and my community and gotten me through so much from when I started this channel back when it was called Dress Yourself Happy and I was in a really bad place, and you got me through dealing with my mom's stroke and through her recovery and then through her passing. I want to share this like excitement with you, whatever happens. I just can't imagine like not sharing it with you guys as soon as I can. It's a personal decision that we've made. On top of that, there's been 3 incidences where I accidentally almost posted on social media not intending to. So at some point,
it's gonna come out.
So the first one, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I had created a mommy private stories group with Chris and some of my mommy friends to kind of like jokingly like share some of the nausea and all the stuff I was going through and to thank them when their suggestions worked. Well, apparently like 3 stories were posted to my public stories when I swore I clicked the private stories, and my friend called me and was like,
hey,
that didn't post to us. That posted to your public. What? Bye. And then I went and deleted it. So like 250 people saw these stories and either didn't say anything or didn't get it. So thank God.
Thank you. Thank you for not saying anything.
Second time, and a lot of you guys watching might know I'm pregnant already because I was going through my email lists to just kind of clean things up, get rid of ghost newsletter subscribers, and also update my confirmation emails. For those of you guys who sign up for my newsletter, you get to choose what you actually get notified for. And I needed to update in case those of you guys who wanted to follow my motherhood journey. When I merged the email lists, nowhere did it say it was gonna auto send this confirmation email again, because you guys all confirmed when you signed up. I double checked, nothing went out. Like if you go over to broadcasts, nothing was sent. And like an hour or 2 goes by and I look at my Instagram DMs and it's blown up. And I'm like, what? Like what did I post on Instagram that would have like generated this much like attention? I started reading and it was like, Serein, are you pregnant? Congratulations. Oh my God, how did I miss that you're pregnant? And I was like, oh, and I ran back upstairs and I looked to see, and again, nowhere does it say that it sent anything out. Yay, technology. All of you guys who messaged me via DM to confirm whether I was pregnant and also replied to that confirmation email and asking if I was pregnant and congratulating me, thank you so much for keeping it under wraps. Like, I was like, oh my God, please don't tell anybody. So you guys were all very, very excited, and that made me feel a little less alone. So thank you for that. And then thank you for understanding and keeping it hush hush and not blasting it on social media, congratulating me. Like, that was very respectful. And again, it's why I want to share as much as I can with you guys through this whole process, because I feel like you guys are some of the best subscribers out there and followers. And I know everyone says that, but like, I genuinely feel like I know most of you guys who comment and email me pretty frequently. I mean, Mel over in Australia is like watching my videos with ads just to help me, and Ashley will check in on me, and I always like see her baking. Like, I feel like I know you guys. In a time where I can't really talk to my friends and family anyways face to face, I feel more connected if I can share with you guys. It just makes me feel less alone. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, it's much better now that we can't, like Serein said, see people face to face. At least we can interact with you guys, you know, online, which is nice. Thank you guys for coming and following me and talking to me.
He loves it so much. He gets really happy when you guys like follow him and message him. We're really open to recommendations and suggestions if you've been pregnant, if you've had kids, because like I said, both our moms passed away before all this. That was probably a reason we waited so long too. My family is far away, and so is Chris's. Like, my brother's in driving distance, but he's never had kids and he's a guy. So as much as he's excited, like, you know, I would love to know your pregnancy hacks and all of that stuff. And just, there's a lot of like feelings happening.
Oh yeah, it's very overwhelming.
I think I'll do one video max a week about pregnancy, but I will continue to create beauty content. Obviously, the products I'm using will be pregnancy safe moving forward. And if you want me to talk more about pregnancy, I'm happy to share that with you. But I also know a lot of you guys aren't having kids or haven't had kids or maybe don't want to have kids, and I don't want to overload this channel either. I will continue to do ASMR Fridays as well that is not related to pregnancy, unless you want to see something that's pregnancy ASMR related. There will be pregnancy content. It won't be just pregnancy content. And know that even my skincare, even though it's pregnancy safe, it's totally relevant to someone who wants to use products that don't include retinol and certain acids. And I'll always be full disclosure about that kind of stuff. Like, hey, you don't need this if you're not pregnant. You let me know what you want to know about this whole journey. I think that Instagram is gonna be a little more pregnancy heavy for a while, just because that's more of my daily life. I'm gonna share with you guys my workouts. While pregnant, first trimester, I haven't had to change too much, but to be honest, I haven't been feeling the greatest. So we've changed things just because of how I feel, not necessarily because I'm not able to do it. It's more that we're kind of conserving my energy, because I literally crash at 3 p.m. I've had really, really bad nausea, like feeling gross. I feel okay today, but I think I'm just like excited to share this news with you. Without further ado, we're gonna move into the vlog portion. And this is from when I think I'm pregnant to taking the test to realizing I'm pregnant. Enjoy. So I just finished working out. I think I might be pregnant. I was kind of joking about thinking I might be pregnant because well, according to two different apps, one app says I'm 4 days late for my period, another app says I'm 7 days late. I'm usually never late. I'm usually always a day early, maybe 2 days late max. A lot of factors could have happened. I've been not very great with my diet because, you know, we're quarantined right now and the world is in a pandemic and there's just a lot of weird stuff happening. I'm under a lot of stress and worry and battling some mental struggles, trying to stay positive, trying to not get into a deep despair mentality, which is easy for me and typically my go-to. I've been complaining that I'm late. At first I was like, watch, I'm pregnant. And Chris was like, no, you're not. But then today he finally admitted that he thinks I am. We did the math because he did the math before I did. And he was like, yeah, there's a very good possibility that you are pregnant. And I looked at my app, and so there's like a 26% chance that I might be pregnant. don't know what, like, I have no idea how to feel about this. Like, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that we're not trying, but we haven't actually been trying. Yeah, I don't know if I can even mentally process the fact that I might be pregnant. So that is why I'm vlogging, because that's how I express myself. And I don't know if this will ever see the light of day, but I also think it'd be kind of cool if I was pregnant and I documented it and shared it with myself. Like, I can't fucking, my mind can't even wrap, I can't even wrap my mind around it. So I don't really have any symptoms. I've had major food cravings, but to be honest, that could easily be my mental instability and my emotional eating coming into play. I haven't had like the normal types of cramps I typically have, but I also haven't been getting as bad cramps because of all of my health and lifestyle changes over the last few years. My boobs have been really sore and tender, and I had heartburn the last couple of days, but I also feel like the heartburn could be from eating an entire Costco pizza and hot chicken. I don't know. I mean, in terms of energy, I feel a little down, but it's also been raining for 2 weeks straight here in LA, and I haven't left the house, and we're quarantined, and the world's in a pandemic, so that could be why I'm tired. I don't know. I asked Chris if he wanted to go get a pregnancy test, and he said that he wanted to wait another couple of days at least to kind of like live in blissful ignorance. I don't know. We're so not prepared. Like, the health insurance stuff is freaking me out. You know, we were doing really well in saving money, but we're literally living off of every penny we've saved. Thank God we saved the money, because who knows when we're gonna get paid. There's a couple checks that should be coming in, and we have like 2 contracts that were signed before the pandemic. We're living off of what we saved, which was supposed to be kind of like in preparation for baby, but you know, that's not happening because of everything going on. But again, I'm very grateful we were able to save as much as we could. We lowered our rent cost, our living expenses are lowered in this new place. So thank God for all of that. I'm really grateful for all of that. But at the same time, it's a very scary time to think about bringing someone another life into this world. I don't even know how my friends who are pregnant are coping right now, or even managing or thinking about it. Have
a watch, clock, or timer available. Do you have a cup I can pee into?
How long has it been, you think? No, don't look.
1 minute and 10 seconds.
It's been 22 seconds.
What? Oh, 1 minute and 10 seconds left.
Kansas is so nervous. The suspense is killing me.
We were supposed to have him trained before we got pregnant.
Well, honey, the Rona had other plans. What is it, just like show up?
It already showed up, but I'm gonna give it a full 30 seconds.
It showed up? What did it say?
It looks like I'm pregnant.
How many more seconds left?
12?
Okay, so no more seconds left.
You wanna see it?
Okay, so I'm confused.
What do you mean?
So, is it supposed to have a blue line across?
Yeah, that means pregnant. not
No.
pregnant would be.
Up and down, I got the blue line, but across, there's no blue line.
But that's across.
No, it's up and down.
It's both, honey.
Okay, do you want to do it again?
No, these are expensive.
But there's 2 in there.
Yeah.
So, do you want to try it again and like confirm it?
I don't know why we need to confirm it. It says it's 99. I just threw my pee out.
Pee.
I mean, we can try it in another couple of days. I don't even know what we're supposed to do now.
Huh?
Am I supposed to go to the doctor?
I don't know, this is my first time, honey. Does it actually say go to the doctor?
No, I don't think they'll see us. I don't think they'll see us until 8 weeks, is from what I hear.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's a positive. What? Are you excited?
Uh-huh. Are you?
I need to like mentally wrap my mind around this. One time.
Well, I am a constant overachiever.
Oh my god.
It is Sunday, April 12th, Easter Sunday, and I'm realizing this will be the last Easter where it's just Chris and myself. I've processed the fact that I am pregnant. I'm not fully processed, but we have told close friends and family members. And I placed my first pregnancy purchase, which was a body pillow for pregnancy because I have trouble sleeping on my left side. I'm a right side sleeper. And I just heard like there was 10 things that you should just purchase right away if you're pregnant, and it was the pregnancy body pillow and nausea drops. Like I forget what they're exactly called, but I'll show them to you when I get them. And I don't really feel pregnant other than the symptoms I've said I had earlier, like which was major breast tenderness, which I don't really have today. But last night my stomach was really gurgly, and this morning my stomach is kind of crampy, but not as bad as period cramps, but not gas or anything like that either. So it's just really strange. And some days I look like I'm a little bloated and some days I don't, and it could just be what I'm eating that day. So this is what I look like today. I'm officially 5 weeks and 3 days. This is what I look like. I still fit into everything. Let me see. So yesterday I filmed my 5-week, like what I look like, and I feel like I looked more bloated yesterday than I do today. Maybe it's just because this is higher waisted. I don't know. And then if I like totally like pooch it out, maybe I look more bloated. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just like reading blog posts and stuff and just trying to take it a day at a time. Try not to be overwhelmed and try to stay calm. It's weird because there are things that I normally would not even think twice about, like running down the stairs or running up the stairs. But now that I know I'm pregnant, like I don't run down and up the stairs. I kind of like take my time, and I'm much more cautious around the dogs. A lot of times they would trip me or get under my feet, and I'm much more aware of that. Other than that, workouts have been the same up until now. Chris is looking up some of the things that I can and cannot do, but based on what I've been hearing, I can do pretty much everything I've been doing because I have been doing it for so long, and it'll be more closer to my second trimester where I would have to adjust things. I'm really happy. I'm just like trying to process all of this. Like it's so mind-blowing. And I did go through my beauty cabinet. I got rid of anything that was questionable to use when pregnant. I have a bunch of stuff that's like stockpiled, like retinols and things like that, or things that have salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide in it, and I'm going to be giving that to my friends because I can't use that for at least 9 months, and if I'm breastfeeding I won't be able to use it even longer. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't have much to report because I don't have any horrible symptoms just yet. They do say that morning sickness could potentially start next week, which would be 6 weeks. That's why I bought those nausea drops just in case, because I think it's better to have them just in case versus not have them and need them, especially with the way shipping is nowadays. And I did buy a baby journal to document the pregnancy as well as like the first little bit of baby being born. So tomorrow is Monday. I'm gonna call my doctor, make an appointment, hopefully figure out all that out and call my insurance to see what is covered and maybe have to get a supplemental insurance. I'm very overwhelmed with the financial stuff and the insurance stuff. I know we'll make it work. I know lots of people make it work with a lot less. It's been an interesting week because we also decided to close down the Art of Care. It's hard. It's not a failure. It's just, we're not able to survive the pandemic right now with the Art of Care. And it was a success when it launched, and it was a good 2 years, but we can't keep it going. And also we could try and keep it going, but it's just costing us more money at this point. And I think it's the right decision to close down the shop. So it's okay. It'll be okay. I mean, it's kind of weird because I don't get to go do some of the things I would normally do for my birthday, or if I was pregnant, like without the pandemic. I don't know. It doesn't feel real yet. What are we doing?
Getting some blood work done with my 5 ears.
Basically, I called it. I don't need this on right now. Basically, I called the doctor's office, and because of the quarantine situation, they sent me to the lab to get 2 different blood works done on 2 different days. Today's day 1 before they will give me my first appointment to see if this pregnancy, quote, is a viable pregnancy. I think you can use a better term, dear doctor's office. Let's go. Good news was there's absolutely no wait. Bad news is I had to get poked twice because my vein rolled. And she was like, do you normally get lightheaded? And I'm like, no, yes, I've been lightheaded the last week. Did you tell your doctor? And I was like, no, because my doctor won't see me until I get blood work. It's okay. I'm just being overly dramatic.
Yes.
6 weeks and 4 days. So I kind of went MIA. I have had some pretty wacky symptoms. What didn't you say? Or maybe just wacky for me.
No, you've been very tired and you've been nauseous to eat things, but I think that's kind of normal.
And I might do a whole separate video of like all of the things that I felt during the first trimester, because I feel like this vlog is just gonna lead up to us telling you guys that I'm pregnant. I got my doctor's appointment.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, so Chris cannot come into the room, and we are going to do its first ultrasound. I kind of prepared myself mentally, and I already like researched and like knew that it was most likely not going to happen. So when I called, or when they called me back and told me about my appointment, I just confirmed, and Chris heard, and you know, we'll FaceTime and Chris can see through there and have his questions to ask my doctor. But I think that's part of the thing that's been really hard for me emotionally, is all of the things that first-time parents kind of get to do during this time, I don't really get to do. And while I'm trying to do as much of it online, it's just not the same. And I was kind of telling my friends yesterday, and I was telling Chris, like, I know this sounds really stupid, but I want to go to baby stores and kind of just look at baby socks and shoes and play with a stroller and push it around and ask people questions, because I can read all the blog posts, I can read all the reviews, but at the end of the day, I want to push the stroller and touch it with my hands, even if I'm not going to buy it in that store.
There's an emotional connection that you get to something when you can physically touch it and visualize your child in it that we just can't do.
And maybe we'll be able to do it in the second trimester. I kind of felt bad for feeling down about that. It is something that kind of bothers me. And when my friend told me that that was like her favorite thing to do in the first trimester, especially with all of her symptoms, because she was also very nauseous and tired, that it kind of made up for all the symptoms because it helped you make the baby more real. Because right now, other than feeling gross and weird changes happening to my body, I don't really feel pregnant yet. I have all the symptoms, but I don't feel pregnant. I've had my lab work. I haven't seen an ultrasound. Maybe after I see the ultrasound, I'll feel more like I'm pregnant. It's just hard. It's like, it's hard to, and everybody I talk to that's been pregnant tells me like you won't feel it for the first trimester, and everyone kind of did their thing, like going to the mall and wandering around and looking at baby things and touching it, and that's like a big one that a lot of my friends did to kind of help make it feel more real. So that just kind of stinks, and it sucks that, like, you know, Chris normally goes with me to my gynecologist appointment, so the fact that he's not going for our first child's visit is strange. But you know, we're healthy, so. And then I have a friend who is about to give birth in 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
And her plan, or the doctor's plan, is like she's supposed to labor in her car until she's ready to push, which is just insane. And I sat on a panel, or I wasn't on the panel, I was watching a panel, just talking to different experts, as well as someone who's pregnant right now and about to like deliver any day now, and all the different like changes happening medically and procedures. And labor is something that really freaks me out to begin with. So far everyone's been able to have their partners, but it's just freaky. I don't know, it's just weird. It's just a very emotional time to begin with, and to not be able to kind of have some normality makes it a little bit harder. But I'm a year older since I last talked to you guys on here. We ate a ton of pasta and cake and watched the Kardashians, and I passed out. Can't stand the thought, smell, look, or taste of meat. All I've been craving is maybe berries, potatoes, and salads. We're right now just feeding my cravings, and I'm still working out Monday through Friday. We're changing up my workout a little bit. The goal has shifted. I'm no longer trying to burn fat. I probably shouldn't be burning fat as much as I was.
Now the goal is just to tone areas that we know that we can maintain and control throughout the pregnancy, so that after the birth, we have less to worry about as far as like getting you to your ideal composition. Well, also I'm doing exercises to strengthen the areas that will be carrying more weight, like my hips, my thighs, my lower back. I'm gonna need to strengthen my arms to be able to carry the baby afterwards. You know, I'm training for a marathon here. I'm trying to be good about doing my Kegels because I've never been good about that. And I know that seems like TMI, but I think it's important to talk about. I've been journaling on my blog, but I won't publish those until this video goes live. So if you are into reading blog posts or reading like my journal essentially, I will have all of those posts going up, and my blog is always linked in the description box. How are you feeling? I'm good. Like I said, it was bittersweet with the doctor visit knowledge today, but yeah, it is what it is. We'll make it work. I'm trying to wrap my head around the fact that I'm gonna be somebody's dad. That's insane to me. Yeah, so I think it'll feel more real once we get the little, you know,
ultrasound photo.
Yeah.
I keep saying, like, once I keep attaching to like my ultrasound. I just want an ultrasound, and I just want a photo of my ultrasound. And once that happens, I can kind of like feel like it's more real, because then visually I'm like, that's my stomach and that's something growing in it.
Because right now it just looks like an alien.
But you haven't even seen it, and that's the problem. We are just looking at whatever What to Expect app is showing us. I've been really tired. The last 2 days I've been less tired, so I'm trying to take advantage of the energy I have to like clean and just do things around the house. When do you think we'll announce? Week 10? Week 8?
No, like as soon as you get the photo.
We can't keep a secret. We're so bad.
You know how hard it was for me to not give you your birthday present? Like, I'm so bad with that. Like, I 7 days before your birthday, I was like, can I give it to you? Can I give it to you? Can I give it to you?
We agreed to tell family first, and then a couple close friends, and then he goes around telling all our neighbors.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't keep a secret.
I bet you've been telling strangers on the street.
I told somebody at the grocery store.
Yeah, so I
didn't even ask, by the way. I was just standing in line. I'm like, it's for my wife. She's pregnant.
I'm gonna have to announce it on YouTube and Instagram, because if I don't, someone else will beat me to it. Yeah. And we made the decision that we share so much of our life and you're a part of it, that if you want to stay with us on this journey, we want you there. Jump on, hang on, here we go. Whatever happens, I would share that anyways at some point, so might as well start from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna try and get some work done and finish my milkshake. I don't remember the last time I had a milkshake. Mm-mm. I have a milkshake. I am trying to watch my sugar consumption because sugar does affect me mentally. But surprisingly, it hasn't.
I think the baby's like maybe sucking all the sugar. She's like, give me that. Give me that.
I have been eating more carbs. I would say I'm no longer keto. But again, I'm listening to what my body's craving within moderation. Like, if I want a milkshake, I'm getting a small. I drink it. We're not restricting, but we also, like, I need to make sure I'm getting enough of the healthy stuff for baby. So lots of scrambled eggs, lots of avocados, lots of chicken, because I can't really stand red meat right now. I can't really even stand chicken. It's just,
that's the one thing you can stand
enough most. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of my yogurt that I made with berries and nuts and seeds. Yeah, and I'm making a flaxseed bread loaf to see if that tastes good. Let's update. April 28th, 2020, and I'm here at my first appointment with my OB. Unfortunately, I got a call this morning at 7:30 a.m. saying that my doctor won't be in, but I will be seeing a different doctor, and then I can go back to my other doctor at my next appointment. I'm assuming someone went into labor and that's why she's not coming in. It's okay. Normally this would send me into a tailspin and I would panic and flip the fuck out. But it's pandemic time, so you know what? I still have my appointment. They didn't cancel my appointment. We got here with no traffic and I didn't have to fast. I had a fast yesterday for my other blood work and my other ultrasound that has nothing to do with pregnancy, and let me just tell you, that was not fun, fasting with morning sickness and being pregnant, because like I wake up and the first thing I have to do is eat. Chris can't come in, but he's gonna support me from here, and I think I'm gonna leave the camera with you here because I don't want to try and like FaceTime and all that stuff at the same time. You can record the video chat. Okay. Walk in there now. Okay, bye.
I fell asleep.
You're very tired.
Huh?
You're very tired.
Yeah. You're just waiting on the doctor? Did they say how long you're gonna have to wait?
Mm-mm. I'm in my room.
Is there anyone in there? How was it?
Not a lot of people.
Oh, whoa.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. It's nice to meet you. Yeah.
Good. Good. Okay, let me show you, okay? This is your baby. Everything looks normal here. With the heart, right? With the heart. Okay, let me see. So from the pregnancy, everything looks very good. Alright?
So I saw my doctor. I panicked and didn't ask any of the questions that I meant to ask, but it's okay. I'm gonna go back in 3 weeks and see my regular doctor, and hopefully I'll just ask all my questions then. I'm hoping in 3 weeks Chris might be able to even come in with me. But I got my little photo. There's the bean. And it was kind of weird. So I went in and Chris, I put him on FaceTime and I went in the room, and then he did the pap smear, and then he was gonna look at the baby, and he was like, there it is, it looks healthy, all this stuff. And then he like was like, I'll take a photo of this one. And then the printer wouldn't print. And I was like, my heart dropped because I was like, am I not gonna get a photo of our baby today? Like, I've been holding on to like getting our first photo of the baby. So he's like, use your phone to take a photo. So the nurse had to hand me back my phone because the nurse was actually FaceTiming for Chris so he could see all of this. Took a photo on my phone, but then luckily they fixed the printer and they were able to get it for me afterwards when I was in the office talking to my doctor. And then Chris was just really emotionally overwhelmed and had to take a nice shower to decompress. I got ready so that we could take our announcement photo, and I started sharing the photo with like my sister, my brother. It just feels so surreal. Like, I can't explain other than, one, it's just weird going to any medical facility right now because you have to be masked, and then before you even enter the building, they check your temperature, ask you a bunch of questions. Luckily, they're very strict, so there's only 3 people per elevator, and then I went into the waiting room. There's only 3 people, plenty of space in between. And then I went into the doctor's office rather quickly. They didn't make me wait very long. And then I like looked over at the ultrasound, and it's just like, this is exactly what they show you in the movies, but this is me. And I don't know, it's really strange. And he kept being like, do you see? That's your baby. And I think because I was in shock, he was kind of like, is she okay? And then I didn't feel like there was that many questions. He was just like, are you in good health? And I'm like, I hope so. And I brought up some issues that I had, but then like I forgot to ask about my supplements. I forgot to ask about my exercise. I forgot to ask about which hospital I'm delivering at. Like, all of these questions I had, I just forgot to ask. And so my sister's like, just email them the list of questions. They'll answer it for you. And I'm like, oh. My sister answered a lot of them. Yeah, so I'll go back in 3 weeks, and that's when they'll do a full blood panel, and then they will also do another ultrasound, I believe. And hopefully I get my normal doctor, because I feel a little bit more like she like waits for you to ask questions. Do you know how doctors sometimes, no matter how nice they are and how good they are, sometimes like you don't feel like there's room to ask questions? And then my normal one is like, come in my office, let's close the door, let's like, so I don't know. I panicked. I kept telling Jenny and my sister that I just panicked and like didn't ask any of my questions. I know I can call and ask too. Anyways, that's it. That's up. That leads you to the end of week 7. So, I can't believe I've been 7 weeks pregnant. It's just so weird. Let me know if there's any specific things you want to know about my pregnancy. So you are now all caught up. And while it's not the end,
It's only the beginning.
and I hope you'll subscribe, stay subscribed, and follow along on this journey. Bye.